Good morning, Coach Scotty here with Daily Mindset video number 39 for Warrior Code Training. And today's video is all about self-love. I know, sounds like, okay, seriously? But self-love is an important thing. And there are some people who are great at it, self-love, and they got it. They love themselves, and that's awesome. I'm not one of those guys. I still remember the day on a ski trip, and I was visiting my wife in her hotel room where she and her sister were staying, and we were chatting. We were chatting in the bathroom because it was the only place we'd get privacy between her and her sister. We were dating at the time. We were just chatting, and we were talking about, all ooey gooey stuff because we were in love and we were in college and whatever. And she says, "Oh, I love 3 people in this room, in the hotel room." And I was like, "There's only 3 people here." She goes, "Yeah, I love you, I love my sister, and I love myself." I was like, "You can't love yourself." And she looked at me like, "Hey, yeah, you can. Don't you?" I was like, "No, I certainly don't." And most of my life was spent that way. I didn't love myself. I didn't even like myself. It was bad. And it's taken a long time to come to a decent relationship with myself. I still don't even know if I'm there yet to say I love myself. I think I'm a pretty good guy, but why is that? Why is it so freaking hard to love ourselves? Why is this a thing I've seen counselors about? It's kind of a big deal. We've all been through tough times, and we've been through times where maybe we didn't handle something the way we wanted, or our expectations weren't met with friends or family or work or whatever. And we've become a little bit hardened by that and judgmental kind of about ourselves and how we handle the situation. But it's important to understand something. Psychologically, there's something that exists called negativity bias. And basically, it's the reality that as human beings, we're always looking out for something bad or negative. Always. We have a genetic predisposition to look out for the negative. And it's a great survival mechanism, but we use it against ourselves a lot. And it matters. It really hits us hard. Negative stuff bothers us. Like, think of this. Let's say you open up the newspaper or the online version or whatever, and there's an article about you. Great big article with a photo. And he's talking about you're just the greatest person in town and everybody loves you and it's amazing. It goes on and on and on about what a great, amazing person you are. You feel pretty good. That's pretty nice. You smile. You even show your family, your friends. And then the next day, there's a retraction or a follow-up that goes, actually, our data was wrong. That they're a loser. They're a jerk. They're a scumbag. Everybody hates them. They're rotten and miserable and terrible. And even if their facts are wrong, they probably are. Which one of those two would impact you greater? You know it's the negative one. I wouldn't be able to sleep until I corrected it or found out what was wrong or what was behind it, or how could you think that? Or what if they're right? I would grind and grind and grind. I wouldn't sleep over that. And the one that says I'm a great person, I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's negativity bias in one sense. Now, here's another sense of negativity bias. So that's how it impacts us. But here's the reason of it. Why do we have negativity bias? Let's say you're way back in the hunter-gatherer days, right? When we're living in caves and whatever. And you're walking through the jungle and an extremely poisonous snake slithers across your trail. And you freeze. But just ahead on the trail is a wild pig sleeping that you could easily kill and it would feed your family for a week. Which of those two things do you pay attention to more? Knowing that if you try to jump over the snake and kill the boar, the snake will bite you and kill you. And if you have a big ruckus killing the snake, it'll wake up the boar, it'll run away. What are you going to focus on? You're going to focus on the snake. because it keeps you alive. That's the most important thing, is that you stay alive. That's negativity bias. We're looking out for danger at all points. And it's one of the reasons why the world today is in such a mess, because we have negativity bias. We're looking for bad information to decide if we've got to protect ourselves. Well, and I got to tell you, there's so much bad information out there. It's insane right now. You can turn it off. I've turned most of it off, and I am in such a better mood. I'm not saying my head's in the sand and I'm ignoring the reality of the world, but you can't dine on that stuff. It's toxic. All right, back to self-love. There are 4 kind of things, like, to this whole self-love process to work on. And I'm a student of these. That's why I'm sharing with you, because it's a great thing to learn, and I'm still working on it. First of all, treat yourself like your best friend. Talk to yourself inside your head, like as if you're talking to your best friend or somebody you just love. That's important. And it's weird. It's almost like, because there's 2 personalities, right? There's me, but then there's also me, because I talk to me. I get mad at the other version of me. If I drop something and break it, or I screw something up, or I say something stupid, I'm mad at me. I'm mad at me. Like as if we're 2 people. All right, fine. Use it. Treat you like you're an amazing person that you just care about. Just practice that. And another thing is, realize that you've been through everything in your life successfully so far. Everything. You have successfully navigated everything so far. Yeah, maybe you didn't do it perfectly, but you're here. You got here. You've survived so many things. And you need to acknowledge your amazingness. It's unbelievable that you're still here. You're not dead yet. That's good. You made it this far. And another thing, point 3, is you need to embrace your dark side. I know my son and I watch Star Wars all the time. So there's a light side and a dark side, right? We all have a dark side. There's a part of us that's lazy, mad, loses our temper, would like to beat the crap out of somebody because they're a jerk face. We all have a dark side. We have a side of us that wants to just sit around, do nothing, eat junk food, watch TV, the bad shows you're not supposed to watch. Like, we all have a dark side. Great. Just embrace it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it. Like, okay, don't go running around becoming a serial killer. I'm not saying that. But realize that that's just a part of you, and that's fine. And there's a lot of philosophies that talk about the depth of our capacity to be dark is our capacity to be light. They're yin and yang, and you need both of them. We need a little bit of everything. It's balance. And so just acknowledge that you do have a part of you that doesn't want to do the chores, doesn't want to be responsible, doesn't want to go to work, doesn't want to care for everybody else, doesn't want to do any of this crap, wants to sit and eat junk food and watch Netflix for 6 hours. You know what? Once in a while, you need to just succumb to your dark side and have a go at it for a minute or 10 or a day, and just give yourself that. Because when you've done it, you got it out of your system, your light side then becomes brighter, right? That's point number 3. Point number 4 is understand that you are amazing and you have a gift or gifts that you're born with, and they're yours. Nobody else has that gift. Nobody else is as good at being you as you are. You're the only one of you. Even if you're a twin, you're the only one of you. And your job is to share your gifts with the world. That's your purpose, is to share your gifts with the world and realize that you have them. And even if you can't come up with them, ask your friends. Say, hey, what am I really gifted at? What do you think I really give? And they'll tell you, because sometimes we're so negative biased, we don't even see our own gifts. You need to love yourself because you're awesome. You are. You're the only you've got. You're the most important person in the world to you, because, right? You are the most important person. Otherwise, there's no you. And you matter. So remember that. One of the exercises I had to do, psychologist told me I had to do this. I had to look in the mirror. I think I covered this on another video. Maybe I didn't. But anyway, I had to look in the mirror, make eye contact with myself, and say my name and say, I'm proud of you and I love you. And I got to tell you, the first time I had to do that, I thought I was vomiting an apple whole. I couldn't say the words. I cried. I couldn't say them. It's been a long process, but I'm getting there. I can now look at myself and say that. I still feel soft about it. It's not an enthusiastic I love you, but it's like a good enough I love you. And you know what? That's progress and I'll take it. Awesome. Ooh, a big, thick mindset video today. Awesome. I wish you the best day because you are amazing. And you're the only one of you in the world. Happy training.